This is the mangosteen. It is one of my favorite fruits, and it is from the Garcinia genus, which is one of my favorite genuses. Now, I have reviewed the mangosteen before, and so have maybe 20 or 30 billion blogs and YouTube videos. But in almost all of those, the only information that is given is what the fruit tastes like, more or less, how to open it, how to tell if it's ripe, and 100% of the time, all of the blogs and videos will say the mangosteen is the queen of fruits. Guys, today we're not going to mess around. We're going to take this to a whole new level. I'm going to tell you how you can not just use the fruit of this and eat that fruit, you could also use the rind and the seeds, everything. It's going to be crazy. Now, these mangosteens were very kindly sent to me by miamifruit.org. They are available on their website, and these ones are special because they are not irradiated, which is a process that is usually done to fruit coming into the US from other countries. They radiate to get rid of any bugs or bacteria. Some people say that the fruit tastes better when it's not. I'm not too sure, but if you get it from Miami Fruit, it is completely non-irradiated, and that also means that it is organic. If you irradiate something, it's not organic anymore. So if you're into that sort of thing, this is one of the few places that you can get fruit like that. If you go to an Asian supermarket, sometimes you'll find a bag of these for sale, and very often you will take home a bag of these and then cut them open. They'll all be rotted on the inside. When these showed up at my door, they were all completely perfect. A nice purple color on the outside. All of them were nice and soft. Then I waited a couple of days to make this review, and they've gotten a little bit harder. You gotta be quick with them, because they are perishable, and when they are not irradiated, they can also perish faster. So some people, they can actually just like twist these open. I'm not one of those people, so I'm gonna grab a knife. So how I do it, I just score the outside, like so. Yeah, that's what you want. A nice creamy white color. Not a lot of darkness in there. There's a little brown spot, that's my fault, but it looks really good. Now I'm going to review every part of this as I said, so let's start with the easiest and probably the most fun part. I'm just going to eat one of these wedges here. What's nice about the small ones is they very rarely have seeds in them. The big ones sometimes do, and that means that you can just bite straight through this. So good. Mangosteens are so tasty. I've always struggled with describing the flavor of a mangosteen, but I'm going to give it a good shot. What I usually say is that mangosteens taste a little bit like grape, but the best grape you ever had, and just kind of like part of it, and made better. With this, like, actually in my mouth, as I described though, it's like that, but it's also a little bit like the best plum you ever had, and maybe the best peach that you ever had. It shares certain qualities with those fruits, but is not exactly like those fruits. It's just certain compounds feel like they're there, but not all of them. It is its own unique thing. I don't like saying to people like, oh, you gotta try it yourself. I want to give like some sort of accurate description of it. That's the best I can do, okay? It is better than that. Trust me on that one. So this wedge actually had a pretty big seed in it, but that's actually fairly uncommon. A lot of times you'll open up a mangosteen, especially a small one, and you'll get like a whole bunch of wedges with hardly any seed at all. These, I believe you can eat them just raw, straight out. I guess let's see what that's like. Tastes like a bitter old stick. Eating very small, undeveloped seeds, those are fine. The big ones, you probably want to spit them out or prepare them. So this is the mangosteen seed with all the flesh stripped away, which honestly was a big pain to do. There's a lot of websites that say, oh, you can eat mangosteen seeds when you're eating the fruit and you just come across a soft one. It's not a big deal. But what about like these big honkin' ones? Raw, obviously, doesn't taste super great. but according to one website, hortpurdue.edu, this can be eaten if you boil it or roast it. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Well, it's soft. It took 15 minutes for these to get to the softness of like a cooked potato. A little hesitant to eat this just because there's so little information about eating mangosteen seeds. Here we go. It's not bad. That's surprising. Because need I remind you what this was like when I ate it raw? It tastes like a bitter old stick. It tastes kind of like a bready almond. I'm a little hesitant to say eat your mangosteen seeds because I am not sure how safe it is to do that. People do eat Garcinia seeds sometimes, like Garcinia cola or bitter cola. That is eaten in certain parts of Africa as a medicinal thing. People just like chow into it. I've had it. It's bad. But people do eat it medicinally. Yeah, I would say exercise caution here. Don't take my word for it. This is just my own experience. Maybe I'm going to get sick later. I'll let you know if that happens. But that actually does taste alright. Garcinia fruits are very often chosen not for the flesh on the inside, but the rind on the outside. Sometimes that's because of medicinal reasons, like the Garcinia cambogia, which the outside of it, the rind, is sold as a weight loss aid. The fruit on the inside is blended up with it or it's chucked out. The fruit is usually very, very tiny. Other times the rind is used for cooking. For instance, when I was in Borneo, I went to a market and a woman was selling Garcinia forbaceae. And when I bought them, she asked me if I was eating it for the fruit, and I said yes. And she said, oh, well then come back and bring me back the shells. Like she wanted the shells on the outside. And the reason for that is that she wanted to cook with them. It's a way to add a sour element to your food. Purple mangosteen rinds, these are used to make a tea. They could also be used to make a juice or a jam. There's a whole slew of things that this is supposed to be good for. Which makes me skeptical. Anytime that I look at something and it's supposed to cure like everything, I just assume that the majority of that is BS. With this one though, I think there probably is a couple things that it is good for, just because it is like a dark purple fruit. It might have some like antioxidant properties and stuff like that. Here's a teeny tiny little piece. I'll just try it raw on its own. I'm sure I'm going to regret this. Oh. Ah. Ah. Awful. Okay, so I have the rinds of 4 mangosteens here. You can use the whole thing. You can put the very outer bit in if you choose, but I've seen it recommended that you actually scoop out the inner flesh, because the very outer bit is more bitter. So here are the scooped out rinds of 4 purple mangosteens. They're gonna go into this water. How much water is that? I don't know. And this is going to cook for about 10 minutes. So I've got 3 teacups here. You may ask yourself why. Well, right here I have kokum, so it's dried out, Garcinia fruit. I forget the species name, I'll put it on the screen. I'm going to take 2 of these and put them in 1 cup. This here is a slice of Garcinia pedunculata, which I actually had when I was in Assam, India. They use it there kind of like a vegetable, but is also used kind of like how Garcinia cambogia is, as like a weight loss sort of aid. Okay, I'm going to break that, put half in there. So I'm going to add some hot water to these 2, which I imagine are going to be a hell of a lot more mild than number 3, the purple mangosteen. So I'm gonna let these two infuse while I try this guy right here. It smells like, you know, your garbage after you've eaten all the fruit and then put the rinds of your fruit in there, like apple cores and stuff like that. Oh no, that is not very good. Chalky, a little astringent, bitter, herbal, stick kind of flavor. Maybe I need to water it down. I dumped almost all of that except for like a little bit. Some people blend this stuff up too, so it could actually be stronger. I'm gonna do some more to it. I'm gonna add some sugar. With the sugar, it's not that bad. It's like an herbal, woody, maybe like a touch of like a apple kind of flavor. Something like that. It's not good. Some recipes suggest putting lemon juice in it. When I added the lemon juice, it made it more pink. Strange. I guess like the acid is affecting it in some way. Yeah, that's alright. If you're a believer in the health benefits of this thing, of the mangosteen rind, then that's how you do it. You know, dilute it more than you think you should, add more sugar than you think you should, add more lemon than you think you should, and it tastes like hot lemonade, but with a bitter stick thrown in. Next, I'm going to try some of this Garcinia pedunculata. Not great, but not terrible. It's kind of like if you were to make a tea with grapefruit rind. It's a little bit more herbal, but it's about the right kind of bitterness and flavor that you get from that. Finally, I'm going to try the kokum tea. That's the best one. It might be because more fruit is in this one than the other two, because I believe they just cut the fruits in half and then dry them out, so all of that fruit is still there. Yeah, it tastes like a medicinal, like vaguely like raspberry kind of tea. There's like a berry flavor to it. So yeah, there you have it. I tried 3 different Garcinia rind teas. I can see the benefit in them. I've tried some Garcinia rinds in the past that just taste like sour. I can see using them to cook with. As a tea, the purple mangosteen, people like to do it for the health benefits, and if you believe that stuff and you want to go with that, then it's manageable. You just need to add sugar and lemon to it and you'll be fine. For just flavor, nah, the Garcinia pedunculata, it's alright. You know, tastes like a medicinal tea. Not incredible. The kokum, I'm looking forward to the day that I could try that one ripe. That's the only one I haven't tried ripe out of the 3 here. And it does have a nice taste. What I'm taking away from this is that the best part of a mangosteen is the fruit. Mangosteens are oh so good. They are one of my favorite fruits. They taste so nice. And yes, if you wanted to, you can even make a medicinal tea out of it. So there you go. So I think that's about it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. And thanks again to miamifruit.org for sending me these. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Before you write me a comment saying that I didn't use the top of it, this can be used as a cat toy. She loves it.